There's a level of calm so extreme, so unnatural. It makes people look at you like you're from another planet. Today, you'll discover exactly how to reach that state. Have you ever seen that one person who never, under any circumstance, loses their composure? The world is collapsing. Chaos reigns, colleagues are panicking, voices are raised, the deadline is missed, the money is lost. And in the middle of this storm, there's one person who just breathes. They don't sweat, they don't stutter, while others hyperventilate during a crisis. This person speaks like they're chatting with a friend at a cafe. People whisper about them. They ask, how does she stay so zen? Is he a psychopath? Does he not care? But they're wrong. It isn't apathy. It's an ancient psychological system created by the most legendary samurai in Japanese history. A system that produces this exact, seemingly impossible serenity. Miyamoto Musashi called it Gorin no Sho, the Book of Five Rings. But this isn't just a book on sword fighting. It's a manual on how to transform your mind into an impenetrable fortress. When you apply this system to your modern life, you will never again lose control in a stressful situation. But there's a warning. This isn't about relaxing or finding your happy place. It's about something much deeper, much darker, and infinitely more powerful. It's about becoming completely unshakable. Before we unlock the 5 rings, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and comment on a situation where you wish you had remained colder under pressure. Now, let's enter the mind of the warrior. The story I'm about to tell you is true, though the name has been changed. It happened to a high-level executive we'll call John. On paper, John was brilliant, MBA from two top universities, genius-level IQ. But John had a fatal flaw. Every time the pressure mounted, he crumbled. A presentation to the board, his voice would shake. An important negotiation, his mind would go blank. A conflict with his team, an emotional outburst that ruined his authority. He tried everything. Breathing techniques, meditation apps, therapy. Nothing worked. Why? Because he was trying to control his emotions. He was trying to put a leash on a tiger. He didn't realize the goal isn't to control the tiger, it has to become someone the tiger fears. He remained a slave to his biology until he discovered why Miyamoto Musashi never lost a single duel. 60 times Musashi faced steel that wanted to kill him, and 60 times he walked away alive. It wasn't just his skill, it was something deeper. It was the void. Musashi wrote a sentence that changes everything. The mind should be like water. When water is calm, it reflects the moon perfectly. When it's agitated, it can't reflect anything. It distorts reality. But most people get this wrong. They think Musashi means be peaceful. He doesn't. He's talking about developing Fudoshi, the immovable mind. In Musashi's duels, men died in fractions of a second. There were no second chances, no timeouts. And in 60 duels, he never lost his composure once. He discovered something your brain hasn't grasped. Pressure is not real. It's not a physical object. Pressure is something you create inside your own skull. When you feel pressure, your primitive brain interprets the situation as a biological threat. It thinks the deadline is a predator. It thinks the angry client is a wolf. It releases cortisol and adrenaline, preparing you to fight or flee. You are not reacting to the meeting. You are reacting to what your primitive mind thinks the meeting is. You are fighting a ghost. He was facing the biggest moment of his career. A presentation with $2 million at stake. The room was full of sharks. The minute he stood up, his mind froze, ice cold, silence. But it wasn't the clients causing this. It was the movie playing in his head. If I fail, I'll be fired. Everyone will know I'm a fraud. His brain reacted as if a tiger were lunging at his throat. This brings us to Musashi's first lesson. The enemy is not in front of you. The enemy is in your mind. When you understand that pressure is a mental construct, you can begin to deconstruct it. But Musashi went further. He wanted to become immune to it. To achieve this, he developed a concept called Hijoshin, the ordinary mind. Hijoshin means maintaining the exact same mental state in any situation. It means your center, your neurological baseline, remains unshakable regardless of external chaos. John began practicing this. Ordering coffee at Starbucks? He focused on having the exact same breathing rate and internal calm as if he were alone in his room. A traffic jam? Same focus. The first week was a disaster. His body fought it. This is normal. You are rewriting ancient code. But by the second week, something shifted. He could maintain that ordinary mind for longer. By the third week, he spoke at a small meeting, maintaining the same neurochemical state he had while reading a book on his couch. You are teaching your brain that the boardroom is not a battlefield. You are taming the tiger. Hijoshin was just the foundation. Musashi went further, developing the concept of mu-emptiness. People hear emptiness and think of monks thinking of nothing. That's useless in a business meeting. Musashi's emptiness is about emptying your mind of the wrong things. John discovered this when he finally gave a presentation without shaking. But his mind was still cluttered. He was spending too much energy thinking, am I doing this right? Or do they like me? Musashi wrote, when the mind is filled with thoughts of fighting, there is no room for fighting. John began mental clearing. He filtered his reality through 3 simple questions. What do I need to do now? What do I need to know now? How do I need to be now? Anything that did not answer these 3 questions was incinerated. Worry about the outcome out. Fear of judgment out. Anxiety about the future out. All that remained was the task, the data, and the state of mind. This is the productive void. Even then, John felt resistance. That's when he applied Musashi's 3rd principle. The battle is won before it begins. Real preparation happens in the silence. He began ghost training. Every morning for 20 minutes, he didn't just meditate. He simulated. He closed his eyes and put himself in the boardroom. He saw the angry faces. He heard the difficult questions. And in that simulation, he practiced maintaining the ordinary mind. The brain doesn't distinguish perfectly between a vivid simulation and reality. So, when the real situation arrived, his brain didn't panic. Why? Because mentally, he had already survived that meeting 100 times. He had already won. The 6th week, the ultimate test arrived. The same client, same board, $5 million on the line. John walked in, 15 pairs of eyes locked onto him, and then nothing. No heart palpitations, no sweaty palms, no racing thoughts. He felt at home. He wasn't confident. Confidence is an emotion. He was present. Then came the attack. A director asked an aggressive, insulting question. The old John would have stuttered. The new John paused. At the end, the CEO pulled him aside. He didn't say, "Good job." Intimidating. When your serenity makes other people uncomfortable, you've reached the level of the master. Your peace becomes a mirror that reflects their chaos back at them. Musashi understood something 400 years ago that applies to every negotiation today. Calm is not passivity. Calm is power. In a negotiation, silence is devastating. People hate it. They rush to fill it, revealing their strategies, exposing their weaknesses. John began using calm as a weapon. When a client tried to pressure him, he just listened, maintaining his unshakable center. The client, unnerved, started backtracking. Well, maybe we can extend the date. It's like pushing against a ghost. You fall forward. 3 months later, John was promoted, not for a new skill, but because he became the anchor in the storm. The system he mastered is built on 5 pillars. Earth, the ordinary mind. Water, adaptability. Fire, ghost training. Wind, perception. And void, the unshakable center. It took John 6 months to integrate these elements. He changed his physiology. Humans are wired to follow the individual who remains calmest when the predator appears. The Goran no-show system won't make you relaxed. It will make you a different species. Someone others look at and think, how is he doing that? You stop managing pressure. You become immune to it. You discover the secret Musashi immortalized in ink and blood. Real power comes from becoming the eye of the storm. The question is, am I ready to kill the reactive version of myself? It is a death and a rebirth. The death of the anxious self, the birth of the unshakable self. When people tell you your silence is intimidating, you will know you have walked the path of the warrior. Serenity is not a state of mind, it is a weapon. If this has served you, subscribe and activate the bell. Don't miss the next briefing, and tell me in the comments, what is the one situation in your life that requires the unshakable mind? Thank you for your attention. See you in the void.